So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, this fella, Donnarumma, is someone who's been catching our eyes ever since he made his top-flight debut at the age of 16. He's had to grow up very quickly because of that, and it shows in his positional awareness and consistency. And you've got to remember, his shot-stopping is second to none.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. And here's Thuram. And he's managed to get rid.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
And that's a throw-in.
Oh, good read. That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Neves. Vinicius Junior going face-to-face with his great rival. And here's Thuram.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Can he get it through? A quick look, thought about cutting inside. And here's Thuram. Lovely. And the shot! Oh, it's come loose. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
João Neves. He's rising! Goal! Inter! A great delivery and a finish to match.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
So, a breakthrough already. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Konate. And now the breakaway. Bruno Fernandes. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Paris Saint-Germain are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Thuram. Bellingham. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. Romero. Now that's well seen too. João Neves. Turns back here, probably the best option. Bellingham. Goes for a shot! And that's in! And they're threatening to fly away here. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now with 2 up.
Now it's Vinicius Junior. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, good-looking ball. Oh, can he get onto this? And it's Alexander-Arnold. Inter Milan heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. João Neves. Romero. Oh, this looks sharp. And he was quick to react. Great vision. And it's made its way to him. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. That's a sharp pass. Bellingham, who does have an assist to his name. And here's Pulisic. And here's Thuram. Keeper's got good distance on that. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Thuram. The ball has bounced loose now. Kvaratskhelia. And here's Pulisic. Oh, that's fabulous. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Inter Milan sitting pretty here. 2 goals putting them into the driving seat. Down to business again. Thuram proves too strong. Rice with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. And it's Grimaldo. And that looks a decent ball. Alex Grimaldo delivers. Oh, good ball! Can he finish? Well taken goal. Just as they wanted it, just when they wanted it. Pressure? What pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Thuram gets a foot in here. Oh, there's a probing ball. João Neves. He is through here. Has crossed into the middle. And he's there to clear it. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal. And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
That is good alertness.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Tries to get it clear. Now it's for shoots! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain.
And we have our very first corner.
Le numéro 19. À leur place, le numéro 7. Le numéro 22. Attention, changement.
Konate tries to clear. Now this could be a chance. That's put paid to the danger.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
He's found space here. Not a hint of offside here.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Picked out brilliantly. Spread to the right. Oh, it's played into the area. Romero can get it clear. Tonali goes direct. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Well, Jim, it is abundantly clear that the tone of this game has changed markedly within the last few moments.
Well, it has, because the deficit has now been halved, Peter, and because of that, it seems to have developed into some sort of shock for them, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can take it on from here.
Pulisic receives it in a wide position.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Le numéro 10. À leur place, le numéro 11. Le numéro
Konate getting this one clear.
4. Changement.
It's gone for a throw-in. Pedri. Driving through the middle. Nicely aimed pass.
Paris Saint-Germain really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped. Rice. Short changes him with that pass.
He's through here. Chance! Mendes with the clearance. Aims beyond. Oh, shooting chance! And he couldn't finish.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
It's their second corner of the game. And a terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Paris Saint-Germain have their third corner. That has been knocked clear. Rice! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. We thought they were done, but never say never. It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 41. À sa place,
Paris Saint-Germain have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
And here's Osimhen.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Van Dijk spots it and into... 90 minutes done then, but that is not the end of it. So still inseparable. What are you thinking, Jim?
Well, I think many on that pitch were ready for the final whistle to come, so let's hope that there's still plenty of energy about.
Well, no winner after 90 minutes, another 30 minutes, hopefully to make a difference.
Merci.
"90 minutes gone and nothing between them still." Inter Milan conceded an equaliser late on. Now they have to do it all again. Do they have what it takes? He's got plenty of space out wide here. It's a good-looking delivery. And it's claimed by the keeper. Chance here to counter. Tonali. And it's Alexander-Arnold. For Rice. Nuno Mendes. Cross to the back post.
I couldn't quite sort his feet out in time to get it under control.
And here's Osimhen. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Rice. That has not gone well. Now it's Morishi. Good ball over the top. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. And the counter is on. Rice. That's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Whistle's gone, that's foul. Lovely ball and he shoots! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
Ferran Torres has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
Inter Milan have their second corner now. And now they can spring out of defence. Ferran Torres powering forward here. So just 15 minutes still to come. So those 15 minutes have flown by. Limbs now and heads indeed at the point of exhaustion. How will this end? And so the last chance to find a winner. They have given it everything, it's been gruelling, but who will be standing at the very end? No, that was never going to make it. Threads one in, and the shot! And that's a real chance missed. Now it's Osimhen. Rice. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Pedri. Lovely bit of skill.
Oh, really well played.
Pedri. Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Best left there.
And here's Osimhen. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Kimmich clears it away. In again. They've got a corner here. So, third quarter of the game. Oh, well played, well played. He'll try from distance! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Yeah, we can't fault him for the attempt, although it might have been a case of momentary tunnel vision then. Such good technique.
Decent chance! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? Oh, that was sharp. Deliciously sharp.
Well, he's absolutely drilled that, Peter. When you hit it like that, the keeper's not going to be able to do much about it.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, I can wholeheartedly say, Peter, they deserve this, but has the opposition enough...
That's that, the end. Inter Milan illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football. Everything looked so good for them to start with, but as we have seen so many times, they ended up with nothing. The end of the game. Reflections?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full pelt. trying to win this. A throwback to games gone by.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.